I'm not a big fan of gaming stocks. Number one, if you look at, there's around probably 9 or 10 stocks listed from hotels, proxy, casinos, and then those online gaming companies. Majority of them, my style in trading and investing is I want to look at companies with predictability of earnings, and not just that, they have predictability of earnings growth as well. All of those 9 to 10 companies have flat earnings. They're not earning as much, and some of them have been losing money. So even without this issue about their licenses being suspended, it's not something that investors would want to pick up, expecting a better result 1, 2, 3 years down the line, because they lack this. To put my point further, that there are companies that would be better fundamentally as compared to these gaming companies.
Right, so gaming industry, you're saying that pretty much the earnings have been relatively flat. That's despite what seems to be obviously a proliferation of POGOs, these Philippine offshore gaming, and obviously things like that.
The play for POGO, for me, I'd buy property development companies because the POGOs are not listed. What we have are the mega worlds, the Agalas, which are positioning where the POGOs are. So my style, if I want to be exposed in POGOs, I'll just find who are the developers where these POGOs are renting space from, because they will have there will be appreciation in those areas, and there will be a lot of rental revenue in those areas as well. So that's a proxy for it. Hey guys, so this is Marvin Germon. I make daily videos on the stock market with the heart and the goal to help you analyze the market so you can reach your goals of financial freedom. So subscribe, smash that bell, like, comment, so you get updated every time we have new videos about the stock market. In this video, I'm going to share my thoughts on my interview in CNN Philippines, that I hope to drill it down further, that you get to analyze it more and more and more and more. Because at the end of the day, the way for you to win in the markets is to know and have an ideology that you are coming in with the right fundamentals and technicals to help you win in your trades. So, before we drill down on POGOs and the gaming industry, I'd like to talk about the PSEI first. Congratulations, the PSEI stood its ground. It closed above 8,100. So whatever dips that we saw within the week, it got nullified, it got removed, it got deactivated because the stock or the PSEI stayed above the 8,100 level. What does that mean? 8-1 as of this point in time, as of the end of the week, is still a legitimate support level. The range, I mentioned this in a previous video, that if the PSEI dropped below 8,100, 8-1 would have been a resistance level. And if it dropped below the 8,100 resistance level, there would have been a shot and a narrative for it to go below 7.9 and up to go below to the longer and larger support at 7,500. But the good news is it stayed above 8.1. The range now will be 8.1 up until the resistance at the 3,000 plus level as well. That being said, let's talk about what I've mentioned in the CNN interview. By the way, those were just snippets. No, there was a longer interview, and you can get it in their website. But in this portion, I just like to share this. Number one, people were talking about some stocks that were pretty much connected to the gaming industry because their licenses got revoked because of what the government's policies are or the decisions that they made. It made them not so good investments in general. Here's the thing, there are around 9 to 10 listed companies that are somehow connected to the gaming industry. From Bloom to LR to RWM to PHA to Lotto, etc. Here's the thing, and if you've been following me for quite some time, you know my style, especially for investing. The goal, the narrative for you to win as an investor is basically this. You have to find companies that are not just good, but they're growing, and their income growth is something that's relatively good and fast. All of those companies that are connected to the gaming industry don't have that. Their earnings are unpredictable. Their earnings are either slumping or their earnings are flat. And worse off, some of them are even losing money. So why am I saying this? If there's a reason why majority of my videos talking about stocks to invest in are not focused on mining, are not focused on agri, and are not focused on gaming stocks. Why? Because at the end of the day, they are not making money if they are not growing in their investments. So you have to focus on stocks that are crushing it and are part of this growing economy that we have. Why buy stocks that are not making money? Why buy stocks that have earnings that are flat? Buy companies that you know the trajectory of where where the stock is going. Buy companies that have amazing brands that are earning and are growing. That being said, from a fundamental standpoint, all of those gaming companies are not really something that you should buy if you are an investor. You don't know where the company will be 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now from an earning standpoint. But not just that, what's happening to them from a policy, from a government standpoint, is not something also that's good, because it places a shroud of uncertainty. And if there's one thing I know, investors do not like uncertainty. The only reason you're buying this is some of the stocks may have some volume and technical signals will emerge. So these are just stocks that you would get for trading. Then part of the interview, we discussed about POGO. POGO, for those who don't know, these are the Chinese offline offshore gaming that we would have here. The thing about that is this: they're booming. That's very, 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 very true. But they're not listed in the stock exchange. These companies are Chinese owned. Some majority of them are privately owned companies. Majority of them also are small. But how do you take advantage of this? How can you find a proxy that will help you win in this kind of condition? It's simple. All of these companies need a place to rent. All of these companies need space. So I will be looking for who are the property development companies that are very much connected to this. Who are the property development companies that their buildings are the ones being leased out by these companies, by these Chinese companies. And I will also look at the surrounding areas where you have to understand they have a lot of Chinese mainland people, mainland Chinese that are here, that are taking up space, taking up rental places, that are getting 1, 2, 3-year leases already that have been paid for. And they're the ones also driving the markets up. They're the ones driving rental prices up. They're the ones driving condominium prices up as well. So this will benefit the SMs who are pretty much connected to the MOA era. DMW is also there. This will pretty much also affect FLI, Megaworld, Ayala. Just look at the areas where there's a lot of POGOs and invest in the property development companies in those areas. So again, this is not a blanket statement. You have to still be very, very specific of when the stock becomes cheap or when it hits the support levels, because a lot of those stocks, as of this video, they've had their run up already. So it would be prudent for you to know where the support is, or to know valuations, and to come in when it's cheaper. So that's my context to it. If you want to take advantage of gaming, you want to take advantage of the POGOs, find the property development companies that are taking advantage of it and are raking it, because they're the ones that will make the most money off of this. So that's it for now. I hope you learned from this. If you have any comments, put them below and we're gonna discuss it. I like to read your comments, and I like making videos off of the comments that you would put, because at the end of the day, I want you guys to grow it. My ultimate goal for this is really 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, you will look back in these videos and this will be turning points for you that pushed you to help you win and trade the markets with confidence. So I guess that's it for now. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I'm just about to watch Fast and the Furious in the next few minutes. This video will come out this Friday night. So I hope you guys use this weekend also to research, to learn more. Use your spare time for you to be able to develop the skills that will help you win in the markets and in business, because what you do in your spare time will determine where you will be in the future. You cannot grow rich, you cannot get rich if you have a lazy work habit. You cannot grow rich if you're always thinking poor. You're always thinking that a jackpot will come my way. You don't wait for jackpots. You create the scenario where jackpot or not, you will win. You create a scenario where your strategy will allow you, your work ethic, your hustle, your discipline will allow you to win regardless of what's happening. So I guess that's it for now. I hope this video pushes you, encourages you to win in the markets. So this is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.